Hello friends, in this series of videos I am going to show you how can we create stored procedures in Snowflake. Stored procedures in Snowflake are written in JavaScript. So before writing stored procedures we need to get a hang of JavaScript. So for that purpose I have already created a short tutorials for you. So let's start. I have opened one online editor. Over here I have written the code. So first of all let's talk about the variable. We define variable with the help of var keyword. After that we give the name and we can assign the value with the help of equal to operator. So right now I'm creating two variables a and b and assigning 10 and 20 respectively. With the help of console.log function we are going to print the value, and over here I'm just adding the value and printing. So let me run this code. You can see I'm able to print 30. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the data types. So basically there are two kind of data type in JavaScript. First one is primitive type and second one is reference type. So let's talk about the primitive data type. So first of all string comes. Let me uncomment this code. So here I am creating two string variable, first name and last name, assigning a string to it. So we create a string with the help of quotes, either single quotes or double quotes. After that I am concatenating both strings and creating full name and printing it. Along with this we have some function associated with the string. So I am using two uppercase function to convert full name into uppercase and printing over here. Let's move forward. Again I am creating one variable, sample string. I am showing you like how can we use a special character inside our string. So whenever we find a special character in our string, we need to escape it, and we can escape it with the help of backslash. So you can see if I remove the backslash, it will start throwing error. So I have to escape it. Same way, if we don't want to use backslash, we can use backtick. Backtick is nothing but the key given below your escape in your keyboard. So let me run this code. So you can see it is printing my name in small and after in capital, and it is able to print the string with the quotes in it. So let's move forward. Let's talk about number. So usually in other language we have integer, float, long, double, all those kind of numbers, but in JavaScript we have only one data type called number. Let me uncomment this code. And this number can contain any type of number data like integer, float, double. So here I am creating two variables num1 and num2 and adding those and printing over the console. So let me run this code. You can see I am able to print it. Let me comment again. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the boolean value. So we have two boolean value, true and false. We are creating two variable and printing its value. Let me run this code. You can see it is able to print true and false. Now let's talk about the undefined. So whenever we create a variable, the default data type for that variable is undefined until we assign it a value. Right now you can see I am creating a variable u and I am not assigning any value to it, and I am able to print it. So let me uncomment this code and I am running it. You can see it is not printing any value because it is undefined right now. Now let's talk about the reference data type. There are two reference data type available in JavaScript. One is object and second one is array. So let's talk about object. So let me uncomment this code. You can see I am creating one variable person, and person can contain many attributes like name, age and occupation. So this person can be created as an object, and objects are created with the help of curly braces. So I have put two curly braces, and inside those curly braces we give key value pairs. So my name is my key and value is this string, my name, and then age is a key and value is a number, and occupation is a key and coder string is my value. After that I am going to extract those values out of this object. So right now I'm printing person.name, it means it is going to print this value. I'm printing person.age, it is going to print this value. So with the help of dot operator we can extract the value. So let me run this code. You can see it is able to print Vivek Khandelwal and 32. Let's move forward. Let's take example of a complex object. So over here you can see in value we have taken string, integers. Address is another object which has been added into the person detail object. So how can we extract these values? So same way like we did earlier, we can extract the name with the help of dot operator, and we can extract the address itself with the help of dot operator. And after that, inside address we have city and state. So again we can use dot operator on top of address operator and extract the value. So let me uncomment and run this code. You can see it is able to print Vivek Khandelwal 32, and you can see it is able to extract city. So let me comment it again. After that, let's talk about array. So let me uncomment this code. So array in JSON is nothing but a index list. It can contain any data type and it is immutable in nature. So and we define array with the help of brackets. So and it can have any other data type. Like right now we are creating one array called fruit, and inside that we have given fruits like apple, banana and watermelon, and we can print it with the help of console.log. And along with that, if we want to extract element out of this array, we can use its index along with brackets. So over here I'm extracting apple which is on 0 index, printing banana which is on first index. Along with this array contains properties and functions. So one of the properties is length. So I'm able to print fruit.length. So this will give the length of array which is 3. And after that it has some functions to add and remove the elements. So suppose I want to add one more element in this array which is guava. So we can use push function. If we want to remove the element, we can use pop function. So let me run this code and show you. So you can see it is printing the array. It is extracting 0th element, then first element. It is printing the length. It has added guava into our array, and it has removed guava from our array. So let me comment this code and move forward. Now let's talk about the control structure. So to explain control structure, we are going to use if else. So let me uncomment this code. Over here we are referring one scenario, whether I'm eligible to get driving license or not. So you can see my age is 18. So the condition is if age is greater than equal to 18, I can drive the car. If age is between 16 to 18, I can drive the car in presence of a supervisor. And if my age is below 16, then I should not able to drive the car. So we have created that kind of control structure over here. So you can see I have created one variable age and I have assigned value 18, and we are checking if age is greater than equal to 18. I'm printing I can able to drive the car. In else if portion I'm checking if age is between 16 to 18, and with the help of AND operator, this is called a logical AND operator, I'm checking if both conditions are true, then I can drive the car in presence of supervisor. And if both conditions false, then it will go into the else part, and it is showing like I'm not able to drive the car. Let me run it first. So you can see it is showing I can drive the car because my age is 18. Let me give it as 17. Let me run this again. You can see it is saying you can drive the car in presence of supervisor. And if suppose I give it below 16, like 14, you can see it is saying I am not able to drive the car. Let me comment this. Let's move further. Let's talk about the loops. So over here I'm showing you while loop only. So let me uncomment it. And over here we are printing a sequence from 1 to 10. So I have created one variable I whose value is 1, and in while loop we are giving one condition, and if this condition is true then loop will iterate, and if this condition become false that loop will close. So you can see right now i's value is 1 and this condition becomes true, it will go inside and print the value of I, and after that it is incrementing the value of I by 1. So it will keep on running until this value become false. So let me run this code. So you can see it is able to print the sequence 1 to 10. Let me comment it. Now let's move further. Let's talk about the function. So let me uncomment this code. So we can create function with the help of function keyword in JavaScript. After that we give the name, and in brackets we give the input parameters. So right now I'm creating one function get full name, and there are two input parameters, first name and last name. After that, with the help of return keyword we can return the value. Over here I'm returning the concatenation of first name and last name, and after that I'm calling this function by passing two values, first name and last name. So let me run this code. So you can see it is able to print Vivek Khandelwal. So this was the short tutorial. So friends, if you find this content helpful, kindly like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.